And we are on. Welcome back to Medieval Dynasty. Today we've got patch notes. If you're new to the channel, I've been doing a playthrough of Medieval Dynasty, right? We're on episode 29. The patch notes came out today, yesterday, whatever it was. And I wasn't sure if if I'm going to be like the guy that updates everybody on whatnot, or I don't know. But the patch notes are out. I figured, hey, let's make a video on it just in case, people are interested. Tomorrow, episode 30 of mine, what we're going to be doing is a lot of the stuff I'm just going to kind of cover, read over, give a slight opinion on it maybe, and then tomorrow we'll put it to test live in game. My voice is a little raspy. Sorry about that. I got a super sore throat. It's usually not this annoying, or maybe it's more annoying. I don't know. But either way, let's get into it. So we're going to start off with a roadmap. So basically, the guys are doing pretty well, I think, over at Toplets with Medieval Dynasty, Sengoku Dynasty. Very fun games, obviously, and I think they realize people are enjoying them, so they're going to keep updating them, which is awesome. Roadmap 2025 for Medieval Dynasty, quarter one, we got Paint Your Town. Quarter two, three, four, right there saying, hey, we're doing 3 more updates this year. That's basically what that's saying. So super cool there. And now let's get into it a little bit. So we got our main features: painting buildings, house presets, economy summary tab, item stacking, the full focus skill. We'll go over all that in a little bit more detail. And what they say is ready to paint your town. After decorating your village with crest, we take it one step further and introduce update 2.3. And then it kind of goes over all the features that we just talked about that we're going to talk about in more detail in just a second here. So let's get into our added tab. So added, remote storages. So this is a big one. I didn't know if they'd ever do this in this game, but they did. Remote storages, a player can use resources from remote storages when crafting, building while within their range. The maximum range increases with the level of the storage. This also works for a chest in the building where the player is crafting. So today in episode 29, we kind of accidentally stumbled upon this, right? Like I didn't get to this yet before I filmed the episode, but I knew there was updates. So basically, what this is, it's, let's say you're building something and it's within the range of your storage, right? Like your resource storage, 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. You no longer have to go to the storage, pick all that crap up, run over to where you want to build something, and then build it. Now, as long as you're within that range, you can build it. When I say the range, so we had a resource storage 1 up, and the range was pretty decent. Like, I don't know, if you put, I don't know how to explain it, I guess. If you put like 5 forges right next to each other, like all 5 of those would easily be within the range of a resource storage 1. So again, like I said, tomorrow we're gonna test out to see exactly what the ranges are, but we'll do that a little bit more live then. Economy summary tab, so contains data from different time periods and items created and consumed in the village, right? More data is better data, especially, when it comes to end game, really right where you're like managing the village much more. Painting the walls of buildings with colors and patterns. So I'm pretty boring, I guess. I kind of like the old school natural look, but we'll see what the colors and patterns are. Again, episode 30, we'll be doing more of that in game, so come check it out. House presets with sticks, logs, stones. So this is super cool too. So now instead of like every time you put down a house, it starts with like the crappy version. Let's say you've gotten to the point where you always want your stone houses, or maybe you like the look of the log houses, whatever it is. Now you can set a preset. So I am curious to see, and we'll test this tomorrow. Like, let's say I click stone. Does it automatically put down a plank roof, or do I have to change that yet? It would be kind of nice if like the stone ones came with the plank roofs. But then, let's say you like the look of the thatch roof on your stone houses or whatever, you can change it from there. But we'll see. We'll test that out. Item stacks with different conditions. This is super cool. So what it's saying here is, let's say you have 2 iron knives. One's at 100%, one's at 50%. Right, like everything used to be separated. Now that's a stack. So you'll see a little arrow next to it. You'll have your iron knife, and if you click on it, then you'll open up that stack, and it'll kind of subcategorize it with the differing conditions on it. So that's a super cool change. I like it so far. Again, one of those things we accidentally covered today. We'll cover more in depth tomorrow. Option to take all items from containers and bandit corpses. So sounds, exactly the way it is. Memorial stone in the Oxbow map. This I have no idea what it is. I probably should have looked it up to see. Sorry about that. I don't know what this one means, but we'll probably try to get into that a little bit more tomorrow. But you know, it is an added thing. Whatever the memorial stone in the Expo map is, it's there now. New hit and swipe sounds for the battle axe. Sounds of hitting snow fabric armor with iron axe, stone axe, fist, iron hammer. So more sounds again. I'm a big sound and lighting guy. So cool, more sounds and cool sounds. All for it. New footstep sounds for NPCs and players with the metal armor. Season switch sounds. Say that 3 times fast. Different sounds for each season, right? More is better. If it sounds cool, that's a good, you know, good ad. And then projectiles spawning particles when breaking. So let's test that out. Maybe we'll just shoot some arrows at something, I guess, until they break. All right, some fixes. Husbandry animals leaving their pens. Haven't noticed this, but I don't know. I guess maybe people build their pens different than I do too. So that should be fixed. The map opening with the player marker in the center. Centering on a player on a map. That all sounds good. Fixes. I guess I haven't ran into those much either, at least that I've noticed. Inability to turn in side quests to Derwin during main story while on a horse. I don't know. I mean, I guess if it didn't let you, I would have just jumped off the horse and tried to turn it in and figured that was a mechanic. But either way, you know, I guess if you really want to do that, now you can. Broken vase. Broken vase. Broken vase given as a quest reward. Offhand, I'm not remembering which one that is, but apparently it's fixed. Wrong bucket counting for event restrictions. Yep. Fixed reward for quest flower telling. That one's not ringing a bell either. I'm not sure. Either way, if that was something you're stuck on, now it's fixed. Fixed weight of simple torch. Apparently that was wrong. Events not taking storages into account. They just said some events. Not sure what that means, but it's fixed. Head shape of player resetting after loading the game. Character's ears sticking closely to the head, even if the helmet's visibility is turned off. Okay. Wrong character hair variant if a barber was visited while wearing a helmet with turned off visibility. So, I guess if that happened to you, it's fixed. Melee weapons not having any reverb inside buildings and caves. That's cool. Kind of want to test that out. Right, go in a cave and hit your sword on the wall and see what happens. Range weapons getting stuck, preventing bandits from shooting. It's interesting, but it's fixed. And lastly, let's get into our updated tab. So players can hide unavailable items in the People's Demand Control tab in the Management. Offhand, not sure what this means, but we'll have to check out the People's Demand Control tab in Management and see how you hide unavailable items. I'm sure it's probably pretty simple, just not visually understanding it right now. Buildings cost are now visible in the crafting menu, so that's a super good one, right? A lot of us, if we played the game long enough, we kind of have an idea. Like, I have an idea of what most stuff costs, and then I just usually overshoot it to try to have enough. Some people probably write stuff down. They got printouts, whatever it is. Now it's all there in the game for you. So super cool update. I like that one a lot. Item prices now take into account their condition, right? So we kind of talked about how they stack differently now, but let's say you have that same iron knife at 100% and then you have one at 50%. Remember how they used to have the same price next to them? So now that price will take into account their condition. So a nice fix there. Total animal feed demand is now visible in the building details. That's a really good one as well. If you're big into the animal husbandry, that's a nice update. Number of dye slots is now visible in the item description. I haven't gotten into dyeing stuff yet. We will, and we'll test that out. Less poison reduction, cherry wine, higher productivity, bucket with milk. I thought milk and cheese and that crap was already flying out of those cows. So if it's higher, I'll sell more cheese on the market. That's cool. Change technology gain from crafting most items and experience gain from crafting most items. We'll have to test that out. Changed availability from vendors. Right, a lot of items. So I don't know if they increased it, reduced it, whatever it was. We'll have to go take a look-see. Reduced temperature of the hottest summer weather. I don't know if people are whining about it or what, but just throw on a straw hat and you'll be fine, I guess. But either way, they reduced the temperature. Women with infants go for a walk outside their house. That's cool. A little more aesthetic. Building walls, colorations for story villages. Right, so went over that a little bit. Mixed special audio effects, dagger and block breaks, so new sounds, right? New sounds of the sword hitting the snow. I guess that's your thing. Slight network optimization for fields and orchards. So if you're like me and you build giant farms and orchards, this is awesome. Less slowdown is good. So optimizing for that is awesome with me. Reduced memory usage with a great number of NPCs present. So that's kind of cool, especially if you have like a town square and a lot of your people go there. tweak projectile hit effects. All languages are updated. And here's a good one, a big one to end on. Skill Handyman has been removed, so now you can insulate your homes. You don't need that anymore. Instead, right, so pretty much everybody picked that skill. And then instead, your Handyman skill, now there will be a full focus skill, which removes stamina consumption from Inspector mode, which sounds pretty crazy. And I'm pretty sure everybody's going to pick that now. So basically, that point that you put in there, you're going to put in the other thing. But it will remove your stamina consumption from Inspector mode, which is awesome. And then they say, kind regards, Render Cube and Tablets teams. So those are your patch notes. I guess a couple thoughts I had on them. Either way, tomorrow, episode 30 on the channel here, we'll put some of those to the test and see, see in game kind of how they are. But with all that being said, go out there, be a good person. It's really not that hard, and I will hopefully see you on the next one.